Just over a year ago, my wife and I seen this advertisement, and we came to recruitmentstartup.net that were offering people the opportunity to open their own recruitment agency.
I set up my business in recruitment because I saw the potential in the market. The business itself is a growing business. Money is there to be made in that field.
Hearts Recruitment was started approximately 2 years ago. It was done predominantly, initially it was all done with Joe Davis's help from Recruitment Startup.
I had been working in the city and I had been working such long hours. I just really got tired of it, and I wanted to do something that gave me my own flexibility.
The reason why I came to Recruitment Startup was because I went through the market, I studied other companies, saw the service that they provide, and I found that Recruitment Startup's service and support was second to none.
Joe basically helped the owner of the company, Nico helped, to develop a tender, go through a tender process, go through setting up the contracts, etc. And Nico then built on from there.
Both my wife and I came, and I still remember the first meeting. Joe was very nice, very pleasant, and I think at that stage we were also still kind of unsure. Both my wife and I had never been in recruitment before.
Now, this training wasn't like just training and then I start doing my business. It was I start doing my business from day one, but they would help me and provide the support for me in that 12 weeks.
What recruitment does for us is give us opportunity to be into various different fields, whereas I was stuck in retail doing day in, day out, same job. And I wanted to take it globally and start something which I could do from home or take it anywhere else in the world and still be a big and successful business.
Once the business was sort of up and running, obviously with Joe's intervention at all stages and levels of the business, I was brought in to manage and control the business.
From the very first meeting, from the initial meeting, Joe really relaxed us, and he explained to us in detail everything about how to start the business.
First, they gave me a website to run my business. They gave me all the business materials that I needed to run my business.
We started off with industrials and drivers first, and now we're getting into different fields. We open up a care sector, we are going into teaching, and we're looking into bringing teachers from abroad, sending teachers from here. So is with nurses, care sector.
I think one of the key things that helped us to establish the business was the training that we received. It was the support, especially for us not coming from a recruitment background, neither a sales background. One of the key things that we really found useful was that for each training that we met with Joe, he actually took us through step by step of the process of how to get clients. So we should actually come for the training, my wife and I, and Joe took us through the process of calling clients. This is how you speak to clients, and he did that continually. He also took us through the process of calling candidates. So I think that was really key for us in being able to become confident, to be able to start up in recruitment.
They got me the jobs. They showed me how to make placements for these jobs. I made those placements. Then it was my turn to get the jobs, but obviously it was hard, but they showed me how to get those jobs again.
I would like to start my own recruitment agency because it's the backbone that I'm going to be relying on the training that I've got here. So I know that wherever I'm struggling, there's support over the phone, and the material that I receive from the company. It is wonderful. It's got everything.
And after we made the first placement, it's like the doors opened. We made 5 placements, one after the other. And that was a total of £39,000 that we billed within the space of 6 weeks.
Hearts Recruitment has grown enormously in the last year. From a turnover of approximately just under £1 million, it's almost doubled to 2 million.
Now, the first thought for us was we just couldn't believe that. My wife and I were like, that was more than my salary, after all the long hours working in the city. And all of a sudden, in the space of 6 weeks, to end up billing £39,000.
So they were there for me. So it wasn't that I started my business and then I was left alone. They were there all the time for me to help me get to where they said they would help me get to.
And again, Joe has been actively involved through every single process, right down to training of staff, assisting with client searching, assisting with the actual health and safeties and the laws and so on and so forth in setting up an office.
Just before Christmas, we made our first international placement. Joe has helped me to grow the business internationally. So my wife and I started off with clients here in London. Today, 1 year later, just over a year later, we've got clients out in the Caribbean, in Dubai, in Qatar, in Singapore, in Ireland.
And also, besides me earning money, also the service that I'll be giving to other people. I know there are people who are struggling there. They don't know how to get through to get jobs. But me being the mediator, so that will be easier for some people to get their dream jobs. That will inspire, and I've got friends and relatives and other people who will get inspired by what I'm doing. And I'm very grateful of this company. And I would like to thank the Metro newspaper, because that's where I saw the company. So it's really amazing, because I thought, oh, it's one of those gimmicks. But when I was invited for the course, I said, oh, that's really genuine. So I was very inspired. From that day, I haven't stopped dreaming that one day I'll come for real training and then get started. Here I am now, starting my business.
The structure that I've set my business, I only need to put in maybe 4 hours a day and meet the targets I've set myself. So I don't have to work 9 to 5 every day anymore. That's why now I'm getting more time to do other stuff, enjoy life more now.
The benefits to us has been incredible. I mean, obviously financially, we didn't think that we could earn amounts such as this. It hasn't even been, over the first period since we started, we've earned £62,000, and that's even before we've taken into account new placements that we've made. So financially, it's been incredible.
Oh, financially, I mean, like we said, we started from zero, and it builds up on a weekly basis. You bring in 4 to 5 people first week, sending people out, and it all accumulates in the end of the week. And we, so far, making enough money to survive in the business and to take it forward, so we can invest in the business, and also we can grow in various different sectors.
The other highlight for me has been being able to, with this flexibility, being able to work from different locations. And one of the placements that I actually made was while sitting on a beachfront, an internet cafe in Spain, getting news from a client, setting up an interview there, and actually placing a client from Spain. And even when I've been in negotiations with the client, it's always been so reassuring to be able to call Joe and say to him, listen, I'm faced with this issue. And Joe has always been able to give me advice as to what to do and point out things.
RSU helped us tremendously. We just came back in this business as little babies, and you needed a father figure, and Joe done that. He helped us all the way from day one, setting up a business to recruiting staff, and knowing that 35 years experience is on the other side of the phone is something that you need when you first start out, and that's what exactly Joe did.
The training was amazing. I've never got this richness in my whole life. I've been to university, but the training that I got here in just these few hours was amazing. And I was like, this was like an eye-opener, because the way the training was done was so real, and contacting the clients, like the way Joe Davis spoke, it is the way the response of the clients was amazing. It's because how he presented, the projection of the voice and the way he put the message across. It was wonderful. It's something that I've learned today.
Joe actually taught us how to get the business first, how to get the clients, how to get the candidates, and getting the clients out of candidate is something he taught us, which no book tells you, and he's been very helpful in that.
But when we're speaking clearly and to the point, there is no way someone will say no. And the material that I've been given, it's so rich, really pregnant with information, which that really inspires me, and I know that my company will really skyrocket. And I'm really pleased that even Saturdays, tomorrow I've been booked again to have an online over the phone training. Most companies, they don't do this, so weekend is weekend, but with this company it's amazing.
I always wanted my kids to get involved with me. Future's there for them, and I see like I said before, a global scene in this business.
And last year, July, I actually took 3 months off. After making the first 6 placements, I took 3 months off to actually just relax and go on a holiday.
I would recommend Recruitment Startup to my friends and family because, as I've said, I've experienced this service that they provide, and it wasn't something that they promised me and didn't deliver to me. Whatever they promised, I'd say they over-delivered rather than delivering. So yes, I would tell my friends, whoever's looking into go into the recruitment field, to come and see Recruitment Startup or take their support and service, which is second to none, as I said.
I would go to, if I was starting it myself, I would definitely go to someone like Joe Davis. It's a complete all-in-one package, whereby you can rest assured that when you go in, you're going to be successful, because Joe will give you all the necessary keys to be able to make a business successful, and it's entirely up to you from there.
And I don't have enough words to thank recruitmentstartup.net. And I'd just like to encourage anyone, if you're listening to this, both my wife and I, we started out with no experience in recruitment. We had our doubts, but we can see now how our lives have just changed completely, and how the business is so effective, and how much we've learned thanks to recruitmentstartup.net.